weekly breakdown.
Yeah.
Number 40? Number 40.
Whew. I think we're close to about a year since we started doing this.
I know we skipped a couple weeks.
We skipped a lot of weeks.
Yep. You and me have been on every breakdown. We're warriors.
We're warriors. We're veterans.
I've been here for most of them.
Most of them. I mean, everybody's been here for most of them.
Yeah.
I think start getting exciting people.
Yeah.
We don't know anybody exciting.
Get Brand. And then he'll just not talk about all this stuff.
Get fish.
Yeah. Get Reggie.
Yeah. Reggie! That's a great idea. I'm going to call him up next
the
time.
guitarist at Diamond Plate. He probably doesn't remember who we are. We'll be like, yo, we hung out with you for hours down at some shit-ass place in Delaware.
Yeah,
Do you remember that place?
Or
You should come talk to us.
like people from Mind Maze.
Yeah,
hang out
get
there for a while?
the guitar. Well, no, we just
No.
on social media.
Social medias. Anyways, we're going to be talking about Satoru Iwata, some Suicide Squad, Deadpool, Fear the Walking Dead, a little bit of this and that. So yeah, let's start with Satoru Iwata. There's a whole bunch of things that came out after we recorded last week's episode, and hence why we're a week late on this stuff.
Yeah.
So Satoru Iwata passed away last Sunday. Unfortunately, he was the president and CEO of Nintendo. He passed away from a bile duct, basically cancer in the bile duct. Yeah, I mean it's a shame. He was only 55, and you know it's unfortunate. Because now that he passed away, a lot of people were like, what did Satoru Iwata do? Like myself, I'm very guilty of that. He's done a lot of things, and I don't think a lot of Nintendo and Nintendo's franchises would be the same if it weren't for him. First of all, he saved Earthbound.
Yeah.
The game was a nightmare. Satoru Iwata was a master programmer. That game was a nightmare, and he said, we can try to fix the game. It'll take 2 years, or you can give it to me, and I'll do it. And it took him like a year and a half to do. He debugged Super Smash Bros. Melee for the GameCube when he was already a general manager. He wasn't doing any of this shit anymore. He was just like, we gotta fix this game. And he fixed it, and the game shipped on time. A lot of people's favorite Pokemon game are Pokemon Gold and Silver and Crystal. He was so good at programming that he compressed that game so much that they were able to add the whole Kanto region. A lot of people like those games because there's, the first two regions of Pokemon. It's because of him that actually happened. He had a huge hand in some of the best and early old school Kirby games. He did a lot of programming for that. So he worked at HAL Laboratories, and he took over Nintendo in 2002, and
Was basically responsible for our childhoods.
a lot of games, yeah. He was also responsible for doing a lot of the programming for Balloon Fight. But he took over Nintendo in 2002, and he's the first... Nintendo was run by one single family since the beginning, basically. He was the first CEO to not be in that family, and I apologize, I don't remember the name of that family. So he took over in 2002, so he was around for the GameCube, but then he also ushered in Nintendo's two biggest successes, of the DS and the Wii. I mean, you had the DS, which is the second best selling video game system of all time, and then you had the Wii, which was a huge success. But then during the Wii U was a struggle and is a struggle under him, but Nintendo was having financial troubles for 3 years in a row. They were losing a lot of money. He had this salary in half.
Like, that's commitment.
Now, I don't know, maybe that's just a Japanese thing, but that would never happen in the United States of America. No. And that also just shows commitment, like, I'm with you. I'm not going to sit up here and take all this money while our company's failing. Yeah. We're going to fix this. And you know what? He did fix it. Nintendo was very profitable last year. So Iwata's responsible for a lot of stuff, man. I personally don't have a lot of experience with a lot of those games because I grew up starting with PlayStation, played a lot of PlayStation and Xbox growing up. And now I'm revisiting, some of Nintendo's older games, and really loving Nintendo. But Super Smash Bros. Melee was a game that I played a lot with my friends.
Yeah,
and Pokemon Gold and Silver was my childhood.
And, I mean, the NES was my first console. That was the first thing I ever played video games on was an NES.
Yeah. See, I only played Nintendo games on a Game Boy, and even then, it was mostly Pokemon. But I remember I had New Super Mario Brothers. I played Mario Kart. I played GameCube. Two of my friends had a GameCube. Eric, and so we played like Mario Kart Double Dash, and I remember going and playing Super Mario Sunshine. I remember going to Brandon's house and playing Mario Kart 64.
Like Mario Party,
shit
like that.
So I don't have a lot of experience with Nintendo. I never owned a Nintendo console until the Wii U, sadly. But Super Smash Bros. Melee and Pokemon Gold and Silver were two games that I remember playing a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I'm in that boat of playing a lot of those games. I played a little bit of Earthbound, and I can kind of see, back in the day how that game was
A nightmare.
A nightmare. But that was a good. I mean, it's not was. I mean, it still is. It still is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So I mean,
That game will give people nightmares.
oh yeah. And then fuck, I know the Iwata was a big part of Nintendo for very many years. I mean, Nintendo wouldn't be where it is today without no doubt. Right? So
Yeah, I mean, that's commitment to your company and your consumers with all the things that Satoru Iwata did.
And even just being that cool guy out there in the Nintendo Directs, doing goofy things.
Yeah. And that's very,
It was always fun to watch. He's very charming during those Nintendo Directs, and that's sadly not going to be there anymore.
And a lot of Japanese businessmen really aren't willing to show that goofy, stupid side. And that might just be like a culture thing.
Well, he did change the culture of that company. Like, before Nintendo was... I mean, they still sort of are, but they were super secretive and stuff.
Yeah.
And, now...
well,
that's
they're
different.
A bit more open.
Yeah.
Nintendo wouldn't even... They wouldn't even send high-quality screenshots to gaming websites like IGN and stuff. And, Iwata changed a lot of that by putting the developers out there, because he understood that, this is the bread and butter of our company, is making these games, you know what I mean?
And people want to see these games, and people want to know about these games.
When I learned about this, it was like, fuck.
I had no idea who Satoru Iwata was.
He's had health problems the past 2 years. He hasn't been at E3. But, I don't think anybody saw this coming.
No.
At all.
This is very unexpected.
I mean, until this came, I had no idea who the fuck Satoru Iwata was. And then, finding out, he's responsible for most of my fucking childhood in terms of Nintendo games.
It's sad to see, basically a legend of the gaming community.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, in my eyes, it's like saying Miyamoto or Kojima. Or
Let's just go to
Tetsuya Nomura
or let's go a little. I mean, these guys probably aren't going to hopefully won't have anything happen anytime soon. But Bruce Straley or the people from some of the people from Naughty Dog or
so some of these it always talks about Shuhei or somebody like that. These people who are basically shaping and have been shaping the gaming world for years now, and it's it's sad just because.
Because these guys created the worlds that we, as gamers, lived in.
One of the things it's saying is that one of the keys to success is to stand on the shoulders of giants. Now we've lost one of those.
We have stood on the shoulders of a giant.
Yeah. So in the meantime, Takeda and Miyamoto are going to be running Nintendo.
Okay.
Now, so who knows who they'll have to take over?
I honestly think those two could run that company very well.
Probably. I feel like Miyamoto would want to be more on the creative software side.
Yeah,
but
that's
you
where
have
he belongs.
you have Takeda kind of handling the official business side, and you let Miyamoto handle the creative.
Maybe let Miyamoto be the face, because in a way, even him and it was at least in my eyes, it was always up in the air between him and Iwata on who was the face of.
Yeah, it's between Miyamoto, Iwata, and
Yeah,
but he's Nintendo in America. So.
But like a hardcore America, it's like you have Iwata, who's again a legend, and then you have Miyamoto, who's responsible for
the other half of the legends of
or
Nintendo.
even another big thing that happened under Iwata's leadership is their whole, and sadly, he won't be able to see it come to fruition, but the whole mobile gaming thing with DNA, that's huge, and that'll be huge, and that started under him. So so that really sucks.
May he rest in peace. He's gone to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Let's move on to.
He's hit a warp gate. Or not a warp gate, a warp pipe.
It's
going down the warp pipe.
He went up to the cloud level.
You went up to the
he just jumped on those clouds and shot up.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
It's kind of hard to transition.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to go
how
from
do you
something
go
very
from
somber
something
to
like that to...
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's talk
At least we're
about...
not going to Deadpool.
Let's talk about Suicide Squad. So the trailer came out.
After it wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. After it leaked out at Comic-Con. Same with the Deadpool trailer that we'll talk about, but that one hasn't been officially released. I don't understand that. So, you're making a movie, and to me, not releasing that trailer, it almost shows like maybe we don't have the confidence in our movie to put it out this early.
I don't see it as that. I see some of it as like
it's too soon.
As like a almost. It's more of a coercion from the San Diego Comic-Con of like, you show us this trailer, but then just so that maybe, if more so in general from people put out trailers at Comic-Con, like make it like an incentive for people to want to come, hold on to this trailer for like a week.
But at the same time, we're not going to be
put it out later.
At the same time, we're not going to be inundated with it like that one fucking Tom Cruise movie that we saw trailers for like a fucking year and still had no clue what the hell was going on.
Anyways, let's talk about the Suicide Squad trailer. So we finally saw Jared Leto's Joker. Finally saw Margaret Robbie as Harley Quinn. Will Smith, Deadshot.
Yeah.
Everybody else
saw a glimpse of Batman in there. Saw a glimpse of Superman in there.
They have looks like Killer Croc.
I'll look at it. Give me 2 seconds.
But, what did you think of the trailer? You excited for this movie?
I don't know if excited is the word. I am looking forward to the movie. I want to see where they go with this because I honestly, being the DC fan I am, really don't know a whole lot about the Suicide Squad in general. I mean, that really wasn't the ones that I read. I was more of a strict, Batman and the Bat family sort of thing for DC. So I really don't know where they're going with this movie. Because it seems like they created the Suicide Squad to fight Superman. That was the specific reason for the forming of the Suicide Squad, was to fight Batman and Superman.
Well, I have the cast listed. So again, as we said, we have Will Smith as Deadshot, Jared Leto as Joker, Margaret Robbie as Harley Quinn, Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag. This was a role that was originally supposed to be played by Tom Hardy, and then Tom Hardy backed out of the movie. Jai Courtney is Captain Boomerang, an Australian assassin who utilizes deadly boomerangs. I didn't see that coming.
First of all, I've not heard of half of those people you
Can't
just
wait for that
mentioned.
Captain Boomerang movie from
I know.
DC.
Cara Delevingne, which is an enchantress. Pretty self.
That was who that chick was.
Killer Croc is in the movie.
Killer Croc
That is
was
Killer
that
Croc.
one, okay.
He's played by. I'm not even gonna. His first name's Adewale. I'm not even gonna try to attempt to pronounce the rest of it.
Adewale Akinwuye Agbai.
Yeah, sure. That's Killer Croc. And then
Does he
there's
have a killer cock?
Probably.
and then
His name's Adewale.
they have Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, who's the chick who organizes the
Suicide
Squad. And then Karen. Okay, wait. I'll get the last of these. Karen Fukuhara, who is Katana.
Katana, that's who that chick was.
Katana. Jay Hernandez is El Diablo. Don't know who he is. And then Adam Beach is Slipknot. I don't know there was a superhero named Slipknot. I just thought that was funny while I was reading it. They should have got Corey Taylor.
Like, honestly, half of those villains I've never even heard of from the DC universe.
I'm with you though. I don't know where they're heading with this movie, but I'm intrigued.
maybe intrigued is the better word I should use.
Like I'm like, I kind of want to see this. And two, I noticed DC movies, at least the ones that they've been doing recently, have a very distinct look to them.
Yes, it's a very dark, gritty look.
It.
I love it.
I love it. It is so awesome how this movie
Like
looks, judging from the trailer.
like the Marvel movies, the Avenger movies, they're all very like shiny and crisp and I don't know what words to use, but the DC stuff is always gritty and dark, and I think DC is really that's how they should be doing these movies.
It also makes it seem differently. Whereas like all the Marvel trailers always have like not a I guess more upbeat music. Whereas like both of the trailers for Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad that have come out are like these really like somber, almost like orchestral epic things that like heavy emotions. Like,
that's kind of how the tone for DC movies is.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited just because again, mostly just from seeing the very little bit of the portrayals of Jared Leto.
Yes.
And as Joker and Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, because they're playing those two characters different than
they've ever been portrayed,
which is cool. So
yeah.
I'm like that's why I'm kind of excited. I'm like I want to see this, something that's because that's one thing. This Joker seems very different than any other portrayal. Whereas the Joker is always kind of the same. I mean he's different, but it's always similar.
Well, you had that picture of the Cesar Romero. Cesar Romero's Joker is more like the clown, and then Jack Nicholson had
the gangster.
Heath Ledger was the anarchist, and then psychopath. And these are all different sides of the Joker that
don't always get shown.
Yeah, and it seems like trying to balance all of those things into one character is really only been pulled off by the animated series.
And the comics.
And the comics, yes. But like just in like actual cinematic portrayal, really the animated series is the only one that I've seen that's combined all of those.
Yeah, I like that Jared Leto's Joker is different than anything. It's what it should be. Shouldn't be trying to do anybody else's Joker. People, he should be him, and people look back in 10 years and be like, you know what, Jared Leto's Joker was fucking awesome. Or if it sucks, it sucked.
Yeah.
He should do it his way. And the 5 seconds that we saw there at the end, I was like,
I'm intrigued
might
by
be going in the right
Jared Leto's
direction.
Joker.
Yeah, like he's got those just the insane look. He's got those just weird ass kind of shakes when he's talking, and it's like, yeah, he looks like insane like the Joker is.
I also think it's really good that he's doing his own thing because
trying to follow Heath Ledger's Joker.
I don't. If you try to follow somebody else, I hope. Anytime I see a character in any kind of movie portrayed, I hope this is the best portrayal, that this is the best portrayal of that character.
Yeah.
So I hope that Jared Leto gives the best Joker performance ever. I hope, because that would be really cool. Because again, or the best adaptation is the best way of putting it.
I mean, to me, Mark Hamill is always going to be the best interpretation I've experienced as the Joker. But Heath Ledger's been the best live action Joker I have seen yet.
Yeah,
that's good. Half of that's because he's a method actor. He locked himself in a hotel room for 2 months and basically drove himself crazy to get to the amount of insanity needed for that.
Yeah,
and I like I said, I'm intrigued by Jared Leto's Joker. I'm intrigued by where they could possibly go with this movie.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, because if they're fighting Batman, does that mean they're not necessarily I mean, they're all villains, so they're not. They're not going to be.
But they're villains trying to save the world, and that's Will Smith's Deadshot even said, "Let's go save the world."
It's I'm just curious again. What you guys are saying, what's going to happen in this movie? Because again, if they're fighting Batman, that means maybe they're not necessarily the best. Good guys.
Yeah.
But it's
But it looks like there's going to be a lot of destruction in this movie.
Oh yeah. Lots of shit.
August 5th.
Yeah.
That's when this movie comes out next year.
August 5th. Okay, I didn't know the release date.
Another superhero film coming out next year. first one of the year, actually. February 12th, I think. Deadpool. So they have not fully released this trailer, but it did leak, so it's just not high quality, but you know what the hell's going on. Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool, and holy shit.
He does a phenomenal
This
job.
movie looks incredible. This movie also is going to be rated R, which is awesome.
It's the only way they could do a Deadpool
There's
movie.
going to be some blood and lots of cussing.
Lots of blood. Lots of cussing.
Yeah, there were some really great lines.
Chrome cock gobbler.
Yeah, there were some great lines in this trailer. I love my favorite part in this whole trailer, I think, is, you see your typical bullshit. And the first time you see Ryan Reynolds, when he pops up in the car, he's like, "Whoa!"
He's like, "You want to know why my suit's red?"
And then he just pops out. He's like, shoots that guy in the head.
One of my favorite parts. I think with the trailer they're doing a great job accurately portraying Deadpool.
Yes.
The only thing, which again they probably wouldn't show off in the trailer, and maybe if they somehow got the whole thing with the voices in his head going, that'd be fucking awesome. Because I just want to like that because Deadpool's mentally not all there, and they do a good job. The very first thing when you actually first see him in the costume, he's sitting there drawing a picture with crayons. He's bouncing. And
he's listening. He's listening to music, and he's just kind of drawing. Then he's just like, "Oh, time to go."
I love the ending too. When he's like, "I think I'm gonna touch myself."
Oh,
I hope he just does those moments where he just kind of looks in the camera.
And it looks like the one part in the trailer, he actually breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah,
it's like, cue music.
Cue the music. Yeah. It's great. I'm actually looking up some of the plots. Not the plot stuff, but the cast.
Yeah.
Honestly, as of now, this might be my most anticipated superhero movie of next year.
Yeah, it just looks like fun.
It just looks like complete fun and stupidity. And I'm excited for this movie, man. I think, to be honest, too, I honestly think Ryan Reynolds is the perfect person you can get for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He fits the role if you let him. You do Deadpool like Deadpool should be, which making this movie rated R.
Good step.
Boom.
There
it is.
I had some worries at first. Partly, due to X-Men Origins, which I know that's not a good representation of Deadpool, but watching a couple other Ryan Reynolds movies, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't. Well, mostly it was the
Green
voice.
Lantern.
It was the voice. I was worried about that. But then again, when he starts talking, it's like, okay, he's got it.
Yeah.
They get Ajax is in this movie. Ajax is the main Deadpool villain, played by Ed Skrein, and then they have Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which is
Negatinic. What the fuck?
holy shit, that's the coolest name ever. Played by Brianna Hildebrand, and the only other person that really matters is Colossus, not played by the guy who played Colossus in the original X-Men movies. They got a new guy to play Colossus. Andre
The Giant?
Chakotay.
Okay.
So
You big chrome cocks. Or cock gobbler.
you look like Freddy Krueger faced fucking topographical Mac in Utah. Yeah. So it's great.
Yeah.
All over the place.
I'm excited for this.
Overall, I think we're all pretty excited for this movie, so that's cool. Let's move on to one last trailer that came out at Comic-Con. It's a TV show, Fear of the Walking Dead. So it's a side thing of the main Walking Dead series. It starts August 23rd, and this is more of an origin story.
It was the Walking
when it starts.
Yeah, The Walking Dead. Rick gets shot in the first. Oh my god! Spoiler: the first episode. First episode happens in the first 10 minutes of the goddamn show. But he gets shot and he goes in a coma for 6 weeks, and then the world's gone to shit.
Yeah.
This is showing the world go to shit over time, which is really cool.
It looks really good.
It looks dude, this looks like a goddamn movie.
And the best part about this too, it looks completely different than The Walking Dead.
Just the
completely different.
The Walking Dead is completely post-apocalyptic, whereas this is again
This is the beginning of the end.
How do people respond? There's still fucking panic and riots in the street because this shit's happening.
I wonder though with this though.
I don't see it lasting very long.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know how long you take this because then you eventually get to the point where it's full on post-apocalyptic, and then you have two shows that are the same.
I can see it maybe lasting 2 or 3 seasons.
I feel like this is going to be not a series that goes on like The Walking Dead. This could be almost like a mini series. I'd be fine if they did this a series of made for TV movies. and made it like a couple week, like they showed 2 hours every Sunday or whatever before The Walking Dead. Or no, Walking Dead's not even on yet, so they can do that.
I mean, it'll probably. I would
maybe lead up to the new season of The Walking Dead.
What it'll probably work is that since it's going on August 23rd, they'll probably do like The Walking Dead does show like 6, 7, maybe 8 episodes, and then Walking Dead comes back on. That'll be like the week after that, so you'll get like what?
Yeah, so if they make like a
so
6, 7 week, 6, 7 week event leading up to The Walking Dead, that could be interesting.
yeah, I see. I mean, I honestly one thing I see. I mean, I there's going to be more than one season. I don't see the point of making a TV show for one season, just because you want to get your money back, and who knows, maybe people get invested in the characters. But I'd say like 3 seasons is like a good, nice length. You get maybe a little bit into the early stages of like the post-apocalypticness of it, maybe like that like season 1 of The Walking Dead kind of stuff, where it's like, Also, Walking Dead takes place in Georgia, whereas this movie, I mean, this one takes place on
The West Coast.
the West Coast, which is more densely populated. So it's like, you're going to see a lot more people, whereas like efforts over there is going to be different. Whereas like again, you're in the middle of goddamn Georgia, you're in the middle of the country, so it's like, population's already kind of scarce. Besides like the city of Atlanta, which is where most of the first season takes place, and it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in this. I just started watching The Walking Dead, so I'm working my way through season 1, and then it'll take eternity for me to catch up. 16 episodes in a season. That's a load of bullshit. I'm sorry.
But they split it in half, so it's like,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It does not fucking matter. 10 episodes. That's perfect. Perfect for a TV show.
I mean, there was a series I watched that was like, there are seasons for like 20 some episodes, but it wasn't like a summer season or a winter season. It was just in the fall through the winter, boom. Started in like September.
That's a little much. Like 20 weeks straight of TV. Like I guess like one thing with like The Walking Dead, again, they do it in like 2 8-episode things. The only other show,
or they might have split it in half.
Or the only show that I think of, which it kind of, I didn't think of it this way, and they're doing it now, which is like Teen Wolf. They did season 3. They did 12 episodes, season 3A. But then the second half, it was almost like a completely separate season.
I actually think that's what Leverage did. They had like a 12 episode thing in the fall and like 10.
And now their current season, they're doing 10 episodes. I think they just started filming the second half for when they'll come back probably like June or January, and they're going to do another 10 episodes, so it's like a 20 episode season. So,
Cool. Yep.
Yay.
Movies and TV. Do video games.
NPD.
Best selling game of this month is fucking Godzilla.
Yeah. God, that game looks awful. Anyways, so the PlayStation 4 was the best-selling console of last month. Big surprise.
Wow.
You had that Batman bundle.
Wow.
Who expected otherwise? Were people expecting the Wii U to be best?
No.
Fucking Splatoon.
Let's talk about these video games, though. What was the #1 best-selling game of June?
Arkham Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's kind of nasty.
Arkham Knight. #2.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
Ha!
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Sold best on Xbox One. It's #3.
Yeah. Splatoon?
It's on there, but not #3.
This is a game that actually came out last month.
Game actually came out last month. Fuck. Games came out last month. I kind of shut everything else out besides ESO and fucking
Batman.
What else came out?
What's a movie that came out last month?
Is it Lego Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Alright.
Lego Jurassic World.
Actually, I don't know why I'm surprised about that. I honestly don't know. Okay, #4, Splatoon.
No.
Fuck. What's it?
GTA, fuck it.
GTA is on there, but not #4.
Yeah, Witcher.
Yes.
Ha!
Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It's a great video
It is
game.
a fucking fantastic.
Patch 1.07 is out now.
Oh, cool.
With all the awesome changes. They fixed so much shit with that game, man.
I'll play it.
Just buy it.
I've been trying to get my 100% Batman, which I've reached the roadblock of needing to find every goddamn Riddler trophy.
I think I have 44 hours into The Witcher now.
Nice.
Free Witcher game.
I'm nowhere near the end of the story. So, it's a great game. Play it.
I can sit down and pick up my controller and hit start and just play more.
Number 5.
That would say Splatoon.
Yeah. Surprising to me.
Yes.
It's just surprised that Splatoon's been like number 5 the past 2 months. It's just kind of surprising. I didn't think that game was going to sell well at all. But
No.
that's cool.
It's a different thing. I mean,
Yeah. It's
Number
a different
s-
take.
Yeah. Number 6.
GTA.
No. It's another game that never goes away.
Call of Duty.
No.
Yes.
No.
Another game that never goes away. It's
Madden.
No.
FIFA.
No.
It's not.
NBA.
Is it a sports game?
No.
Was that answer to my question or his question?
Not a sports game.
Not a sports game.
Not a shooter.
Shooter.
Minecraft.
Yes.
Ah, fuck, right. I forget fucking Minecraft exists because I don't play it.
Number 7.
GTA?
Yes.
Yay!
Number 8.
GTA. No, I already said
Call of
that.
Duty.
No. Not a shooter, not a sports game.
Shooter, not a sports game. It'd be funny to say Godzilla, but that didn't even come out last month. Fuck. What else
It's a game that has. Is it a game that's been out for a little while?
Not really.
Not
Couple
really.
months.
A couple months. Bloodborne.
No.
That's been on the list like forever. I don't know why I said that. I really don't fucking know.
Mortal Kombat X.
Ah! I'm surprised. I
Yeah.
thought that would. Mortal Kombat's fun, but I figured that would blaze.
Yeah, I figured I would have like,
That- that-
time
that-
on the
that would-
list and then be
That
gone.
would burn fast and bright and then.
Yeah.
Triple down.
Number 9.
Is it another one of those games that never fucking goes away?
Kinda, yeah.
Call
Call of Duty.
No. It was a sports game,
Oh,
though.
it's a sports game. Fuck.
NBA.
Yeah. NBA 2K15.
NBA Live.
Sold best on Xbox 360.
260. Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
I guess everyone's getting ready for that backwards compatibility.
Buy old,
I'm number
buy
10.
old games while they're cheap.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
I hope
that's
is still on my
fair.
fucking blacklist.
There we go. Kind of, you know,
But who knows when
a
the
lot of this list isn't surprising to me. But,
The only thing that's really surprising is Splatoon being
Yeah.
size.
Yeah.
Other than that, every game on there makes sense.
yeah. So, I'm glad The Witcher and Batman are selling hot.
Yeah. Because those
So,
are fantastic
I wonder
games.
what's going to be on the top for July, though, because nothing's
Nothing.
really coming
I
out.
don't think there's anything coming out.
I would
this
imagine it'll be Batman.
Batman.
Batman!
Amen.
God of War 3 remastered.
Yeah, probably. I might get that sometime.
Anyways, music. Woo! Cataclysm, Belphegor touring. That's cool. Black Dahlia Murder, Iron Reagan. Harm's Way is touring. That's cool too.
Like Reagan? Like the president? Yeah, Iron.
He's immortal. Atreyu is having their first tour.
In fucking
Guys
forever.
excited for that?
No.
They're in Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore.
I also learned that Hawthorne and Heights is at the Champ.
Hawthorne Heights is coming
They're,
to the
they're,
champ.
they're still around.
Dude, I just fucking drove by them one the other day.
Flesh God Apocalypse is going to be putting out their new album, King,
You
2016.
think it'll be no?
No, it's not going to be any different. It's going to be blast beats and tremolo picking. Can't even hear the guitar. There'll be some opera singers like.
Do you think
They'll
they can
be
at least?
too loud.
Do you think they'll put out like at least
Symphony.
like one good song like they did on Labyrinth? Like Minotaur is an okay song. Like I can tolerate that song. Like probably not. Maybe I don't fucking know.
It's bullshit. Let's move on to a controversy here. The band Slaves, so they're on Warped Tour. It's Johnny Craig's band. He was in Dance Gavin Dance.
Okay.
In the past, he had a lot of drug issues, but apparently they've been suspended for the Warped Tour for some interesting things.
What are these interesting things?
Among various rumors was that the band was selling drugs via their merch table. Another vaguely mentioned misconduct involving an unnamed female. Neither the band nor tour organizers have addressed the matter, leaving speculation to the fester. Without providing any context whatsoever, Slaves did take to Facebook an hour ago to proclaim that we would never stop playing music. We love you. We love you. Meanwhile, this morning, a
Some people
photo.
don't want that love though, like that girl.
Yeah.
That was very dark.
That's terrible to laugh at, but I can't help it.
There's our dark joke for the week.
God, I'm going.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this morning a photo surfaced online suggesting that a town hall meeting will be held tonight to determine the fate of slaves relative to Warped Tour 2015. While it's possible the photo features a fake document, we suspect that it's legitimate, blah, blah, blah. You'll note that among the supposed stipulations for Slade's reinstatement on the tour is the frontman, Johnny Craig, makes public apology to Colleen about his drunken behavior. Other things on this thing looks like a responsible member of the management team flies out to travel with the band. Johnny attends a meeting with a voice for the innocent about sexual harassment and bullying. Johnny meets with Mike Farr each day about music cares. The whole band attends a session on what an enabler is and how well been. There you go. So if you're Ben, Johnny Craig seems just like a fucking idiot. Like when he was in Dance Gavin Dance, he had drug issues. He went to jail, and it's like you just need to learn, man. Like it's
Some
just
people don't, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trust me, those that have been to jail usually go back.
I mean, just kick him off the fucking tour. It's one less Jesus band that's on this tour.
Yeah.
One less Hope metalcore band that's on this tour.
And yet, look at what the lead singer has done. How is that? How do you make that sort of music?
And anymore in the United States and in today's world, like I feel like it's obvious, but sexual harassment has been taken a lot more seriously than the past few years.
And that's honestly, I think, should be.
And also selling drugs at your merch table. Can't you go somewhere else?
First off, how fucking dumb are you?
Can you go back to your van?
Yeah.
First off, I mean, I wouldn't think to go to a merch table
To buy drugs.
to buy drugs.
I know.
That's when you go
Now,
behind the venue, or you go outside.
Now, also-
Second of all, I wouldn't want to buy drugs when there's 10,000 people around me.
Yeah.
that just screams, one, your drug is going to get stolen. Which, I mean, yeah, you bought drugs, but still, I guess that kind of sucks. That you paid your money for something and somebody stole it. Two, again, you're around thousands of people. Lots of shit can happen.
Yeah.
You know?
And depending on what drugs they were actually selling, really, really bad shit could happen.
Bath salts.
Hey, I just met you. This is crazy.
I mean,
But I'm on bath salts. Your face is tasty.
it's just stupid, man.
It's like that
That
guy
guy's
singer of the Huntress saying that she'll smoke somebody up, you can buy the merch.
Yeah. Which, speaking of Huntress, though, it came out that they have a new album coming out September 25th, and they're doing a tour with Avatar, I think the band is. But it came out that the singer, she actually had cancer in her uterus, basically, that they found super early that they were able to remove. And she also has a lot of mental disorders that she's been struggling with, like schizophrenia and bipolar. And
Which I can understand now why she's smoking weed.
Yeah.
Because literally studies have been done that show that the effects of marijuana do have an effect on that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Huntress, but I mean, you don't want to see that shit happen to anybody.
Yeah, that's
So yeah. Johnny Craig just needs help, man, but some people don't learn.
Some people don't want help.
Dumbasses. You know, I'll never forget. I forget which Mayhem Fest it was, but some dude, there's some really just kind of fucked up people that go to these type of things.
Very sketchy people.
There was this guy that came up to me. He was so scattered. And he came up to me, he's like, dude, do you have heroin, man? And his eyes are all bloodshot. And I'm just like, no, like you
Just go
need
that
help.
direction.
Yeah. Just, don't do drugs.
Yeah, I mean, just with what I do, I see people, leave. And then there are some people who actually take, I mean, we don't actually bet on it, but we're just like, alright, how long before they come back?
Oh, the prison?
Yeah. We just alright, how long until they come back?
Yeah.
Most people, one guy wasn't even out a week.
He's back now.
And he was back. Not even a week. And he was back in jail.
Jesus Christ.
For the same stupid shit.
Drugs
Yeah.
make you do crazy shit.
Yep.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, to quote Rick James.
Yeah.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Maryland Death Fest. It's probably one of the biggest festivals in the United States. You know, we're an hour and 15 minutes away from Baltimore, and I've never been to Maryland Death Fest.
You lie.
There's always so many good bands. Some interesting band names here. Just going out there. We're just making fun of the band names. Some of these bands we actually look up and we're like, you know, that's kind of cool. We're not making fun of the music. Just the band names.
Just band names. Now, sometimes if you like Hate Beak, then we make fun of
Sometimes it is bad.
Yes.
Yes. Alright, here we go. The Afternoon Gentlemen.
Okay.
Claudio Simonetti's Goblin. Crypt Sermon, Dehumanized. There's some decent bands on here, though. Discharge, Doom, Dope Throne, Dragged into Sunlight. This one's fun. Gets Worse. Ground. Hyrax. Horrendous. Infest. Magruder Grind.
Ooh.
November's Doom. Nuclear Assault. Paradise Lost. Repulsion, Ringworm, Satan.
There you go. Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Satan.
Oh,
Yeah. Severed Head of the State. Sick Fix. Sick of Stupidity.
Ooh.
Sick Brew Bantha.
This next one start with sick.
No.
Damn.
This next one's probably the best one. Skull Shitter.
Skull.
Okay, first off, when
Yeah.
you're giving your band a name, you should give it a name that people are not going to laugh at,
I don't know.
and
I don't
one
know.
you're okay with people saying out loud.
Is that worse than Skullfest?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Jazz figured I'd pose the question.
If you can, hear your band's name on the radio, it's probably, one of those guidelines you should go with.
Excuse me, I'm itching my nuts.
Sorry, it's okay. Captain Nuts.
Yeah.
Testament.
Oh.
Really?
Waco Jesus. Weed Eater. Forge Nation. Wombath. World Burns to Death.
I like Wombat.
That's your latest
That's
Maryland Death Fest update.
Not bad. Couple funny bands in there, but
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
Testament.
Releases. Yay. It's in that slow summer months video games.
These games you can play now.
Yeah. Right now you can play all these video games. Ark, The Great Escape. Not related to that dinosaur game.
Fuck, okay.
Oh.
On PC. Deception 4, The Nightmare Princess on all PlayStation consoles. The Fall on PlayStation 4. It's a small little indie game. I saw someone playing, I forget who. God of War 3 Remastered on PlayStation 4. It's a system seller there.
Yeah.
They really didn't do too much to that game. It runs at 1080p, 60 frames per second, and there's a photo mode. That's about it. Which, I mean, 60 frames per second for an action game like that, awesome. God of War 3 is an incredible game. And if you haven't played it, go buy this. But for people who have played it, there's really no reason unless you're a hardcore fucking fan.
Okay.
It's $40.
I bought the Final Fantasy X 10-2 remastered. That's because I love the shit out of Final Fantasy X.
that was also a really old game.
Yeah.
It's not like God of War came out.
old.
Yeah, that's true.
They remastered it for the 10th anniversary of the franchise. Wouldn't you do the,
first
game?
But they already got the first and second game out for the Vita.
Yeah, but you could really remake it.
Yeah.
Because it still, it looks like a PS2 game. Like, remake it for the PlayStation 4. That'd be awesome. I'd buy the shit out of that. This is next game's Game of the Year. Godzilla.
Yeah.
God, that game looks so bad, man.
Is it in the vein of like that destroy all monsters
The
thing?
worst. Like, you destroy generators. That's like the whole game. And
Maybe
the actual Japanese prime ministers in the game.
Maybe I'll try it out once at like a Red Box or something. That game's worth like $1.
Yeah.
I had to play for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd pay that.
I don't think I could even play for 5 minutes.
Guncraft, Locked and Loaded on Xbox 360.
That's why would you put it on?
360's like dead when it comes to new games, man. I don't understand that. Rory McIlroy, PGA Tour.
Fucking game of the year, bro.
Yeah, Trials Fusion, awesome level max expansion. Dude, I saw someone play this game. Was fucking awesome.
Dude, I might have to get the season's pass for Trials just so I
Can you? I'm curious. Like, can you just buy this?
Yes, you can buy the individual expansions for Trials.
Because I would maybe buy this, depending on how much it is. Just because this looks awesome. Literally, awesome level max. Like you're riding a unicorn. There's like
And you're a cat.
shit blowing up, and there's flames everywhere. It's like
And Trials is honestly a fun game.
It's hard.
It's hard as shit. Yeah.
Inferno 4. That's all I'm gonna say.
this next game I might check out sometime. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
That game
PlayStation
looks like
4.
very interesting. Like I've heard. The
I
game
heard
is
that game was
very critically acclaimed.
I haven't heard anything about that game for a while now.
Yeah.
Sorcerer King on PC. Slash Dash on Xbox One. Slash.
You play
Fucking
Slash.
Dash.
You play
I have
Slash.
No clue. Yeah.
It's Slash, and you're doing a 400-meter sprint.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Gotta try to keep your top hat on.
Can't let the wind take it off.
Yeah.
Gotta jump the hurdles.
Music. Very weak music. Very weak for music. Immortal Bird with Empress slash Abscess has X Woods of. I always say this wrong. Woods of. Begins with a Y. Ypres. Sure.
Wipers.
That band, where their bassist passed away like 2 years ago, I think. That band's incredible, but just don't know how to pronounce it. There you go. Next to None, A Light in the Dark, progressive from Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Wow.
I actually listened to whatever was posted here, and it was decent. So I might check that out further.
Support your local bands.
Yeah. Orchid, Sign of the Witch, EP on Nuclear Blast. They're kind of like a stoner band. They're okay. Power Wolf with Blessed and Possessed, power metal. This song that I heard, Army of the Night, sounded like fucking Sabaton. It just screamed Sabaton. It wasn't about war or history.
Maybe I'll listen to it and I'll review it next time we hang around.
So yeah, that's out. Sweet Cobra with Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Defect Designer with Aging Accelerator. Death metal. Gurfang / Beyond Life. Melodies of the Sorrow.
Girthang.
Hell Bastard with Furl. Crossover. That's what they're labeled as. Clam with folk black metal. Organ Dealer, Visceral Infection. They're grindcore.
Visceral Infection. I thought of a funny album name for Clam. Clam, with the album Flesh Talk. Boom!
Prophets of Saturn with Retronaut, Psychedelic Doom.
That sounds hot.
All right.
Oh boy.
This wins for this week. Razor Rape with Orgy in Guts. They are power pop.
What the fuck is power pop?
I do not know.
Take the choruses of Amaranth, and that's basically it. Like it does.
Oh,
Like Amaranth is like metalcore mixed with pop, mixed with power metal, mixed with alternative dance music.
Okay.
Razor Rape.
Orgy.
God damn.
Orgy of the what?
Orgy in Guts.
In guts.
Doesn't sound very...
Doesn't sound poppy.
It doesn't sound very poppy either.
No. Sarah Bullho with Star Whores, Grindcore, and Zebras with The City of Sun. Sounds like a progressive band name, but they're actually punk / doom. I don't know how you're punk and doom at the same time.
Isn't punk like upbeat and then doom's like the
Maybe.
opposite?
This week, not much exciting stuff, but next week, you got Counterparts, you got Symphony X, you got Lamb of God.
Got a lot of shit to listen to.
Yes.
Is that coming out? It's coming out on Friday now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
comes out on Friday. I put up reviews of Thy Art is Murder and Jungle Rot this past week.
Okay.
watch them.
And you put up the galleries or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Keith reviewed the Gallows.
Put up Beat Bam.
solid 7 out of fucking 10. Actually, the more I think about that movie, the more it sucks. The more I sit here, I'm like, God damn, there's nothing special about that movie.
Yeah.
These guys also did Between the Buried and Me.
Beat Bam.
Between the Bam.
Between the Bam.
If you haven't watched that review, even if you don't want to, just watch the last minute where Sam's explaining his score.
I forgot about that.
I
It's
haven't
fucking
watched it,
amazing.
so. That was incredible. So go
You-
watch that at least.
We might have to put that on after this because it's fucking awesome.
Anyways, that's this week. The weekly breakdown. It's all the breakdowns that I got. So we'll see you next week.
It's all the breakdowns, hopefully.
We'll have to discuss business.
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 Venus.
All right. See you later.